Accounts में अभी हुई नहीं अनुराजा
रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम 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 भज प्यारे तू सीताराम रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम ईश्वर सबको संपत्ति दे भगवान ईश्वर तेरो नाम सबको संपत्ति दे भगवान रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम हम सब रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम सब मिला रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम Namaskar. Our dear patron Gomathy Nair left for heavenly abode on 3rd February 2022 in the early hours at her daughter's home in Bangalore at the age of 97. She was not keeping good health since last few months and was unable to attend our virtual meetings also. Let us observe 2 minutes silence and pray for the peaceful and comfortable onward journey of Gomathyji's departed soul.
क्या करूँगा तुमको दूंगी तो मैं हमें कल आना पड़ेगा अच्छा एक बार ये पूछा ना से
Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Gomathy ji had served AIWC as Secretary General, Vice President, President, and Patron, and as Patron had been staying in the campus also for so many years. We have very fond memories of her. We all are going to remember her often. She was a grassroots level worker, though a strict disciplinarian. She was very loving and caring at the same time. I had the opportunity to interact with her as a zonal organizer, and she had honored the Western Zone A conferences and appreciated it. In 2010, when I was Mumbai branch president and she was the president of AIWC, she had requested for the annual conference to be held in Mumbai. We have fond memories of that. And she also, I remember very well that she had said that we should celebrate for our delegates' sake the 31st evening, or 31st December evening, the New Year's Eve, in a grand manner. And we had done that to respect her. I had also the opportunity to visit Pasiva meeting at Singapore with her. I have some few pictures here with the help of our librarian Ranjana. She has done this immediately after the news, and I'm going to show her pictures to you. Share show. Can you read this? In 2005, AIWC participated in the regional training workshop conducted by Energia on gender perspectives in energy projects and training on improved wood stores. At Chingamai, Thailand, Mrs. Gomathy Nair represented AIWC and gave a presentation of AIWC experience in the propagation of renewable energy. Sensitization of women BD workers and intervention for alternate vocations. This was a very good project she had handled during her tenure, and I had the opportunity to participate in that. Setting up a mobile women's helpline, setting up of AIWC Community College, plastic recycling unit, promotion of herbal gardens through schools, and adoption of villages. One or two pictures I could find. This is the inauguration at the Mumbai annual conference. Gomathy ji is lighting the lamp on 1st January 2010. This is AIWC annual conference at Mumbai 2010. She had attended zonal conference, Western Zone A at Jalgaon. You can see Shivani ji there, Asha Tai, then Shobna Tai is also there, Gomathy ji, and people from the conference. This is from Kochi conference, where Binaji was the president-elect, and the new team was elected there. With Kunti ji, our senior patron. AIWC is concerned about the security of women and violence against them. Women should be given education to acquire some skills to make them economically independent and confident, said our All India Women's Conference President Gomathy Nair. They should be able to live with self-respect and dignity in society. In short, empowering women is the vision of AIWC. This was published in Indian Express 5th January 2011. Prize giving at Teach Festival 25th July 2009 at Faridabad. QOT sensitization of women video workers, February 2009. And President Gomathy Nair with Barkha Singh, DCW Chief, Delhi Commission of Women. This is from the Bardoli conference. The AIWC last physical conference in Manesar, January 2020, along with Patron, Veena and Veena Kohli and Lakshmi ji. With AIWC staff at Manesar meeting. AIWC will miss you always, Gomathy ji. Now I will request Kuljit ji, our Secretary General, to say few words.
Namaskar. A very sad moment for all of us. We have lost one of the senior patrons. We had hardly come out of the loss of Mrs. Kalpakam Yechre that yesterday we got this new news from the daughter of Mrs. Gomathy Nair. One thing which touched my heart was Meera Gupta, Mrs. Gomathy Nair's daughter, said that before she breathed her last, she said that somebody is calling me. And I'm very sure in my heart it must be Mrs. Kalpam Yechre. Right. Because both of them, they were so close. And Mrs. Kalpam Yechre must be missing her over there. So yeah, that's why Gomathy had to leave us and she had to go and join Mrs. Yechre. Right. So when I joined AIWC, I was brought by Mrs. Yechre and Mrs. Nair was the Secretary General at that time. She gave me a very warm welcome when I came. And I found her to be a very quiet worker, very dedicated, but at the same time, very strict and stern in her decisions. The personality I could see her exactly was when we went to New York for UN meeting. I found her to be very caring and very considerate. Though she was very quiet by nature, but at the same time, she was always planning about the welfare of AIWC. Her contribution to AIWC was, as Sheilaji has also said, during her time, she established Ayurvedic Center, where the young girls could get the training also, because this was very close to her heart, that there shouldn't be any violence towards women. Women should be economically empowered and they must get their vocational training and good education. So she introduced Ayurvedic Center in which the girls were being given training to become Ayurveda expert, and at the same time the members and other people health-wise also they could be benefited. Then of course mobile 24 hours van was also introduced by her with the help of Delhi Commission for Women. They had given us a van anytime, 24 hours, day or night. Any such incident, assault, rape or anything, we were always prepared to visit and help that girl. The member at the time, member in charge was Bulbul Das. She will go and bring the girl and then we'll make the arrangement for her to stay in Bapnagar. Quite often, Mrs. Gomathy will visit Bapnagar also because I was member in charge at that time. And she used to inquire personally about the cases of the young girls. It was during her time only that the trust house was also built. The new lift was also built. And when she was so much worried about the future of AIWC, when she found that AIWC was having good income, that time she gave this plan, they gave this idea to form the trust. It was during her time only, I think this Asha Deshpande will remember it because she was also treasurer at that time, Shivani ji was secretary. that it was because of the efforts of Mrs. Gomathy Nair that we could get the 3 trusts registered during her time. And today also these trusts are working so successfully. So I got a very sweet memories of her, always smiling face and very helping hand. Yesterday, when I was talking to the staff, those who are staying in the AIWC campus, all of them, they had very kind words to speak about her because she had touched personally each and every heart. In one way or the other way, she had extended help to the families of those people. Even Mohan Ram driver was saying that when my first child was to be born, she told me to go to the private hospital, not to the government hospital. Whatever expenses are there, I am trying to help you. And she really financially helped him at that time. It was the help, financial help, any help at the appropriate time, which has become the sweet memory of all these people. So today we have gathered to remember her, to pay homage, though physically she is not amongst us, but her sweet memories, her great contribution to AIWC, we will always cherish. And the young members, they would like to emulate whatever message she has sent, she has given us, whatever legacy she has left for AIWC. Thank you so much, wherever she is. She must be watching us. May God give her peace and may she have good life in whatever way, wherever she is, along with in the company of Mrs. Yechuri, and maybe Mrs. Bawa is also there. Om Shanti. Thank you.
Now I request our treasurer, Rehana Begumji, to pay her respects.
You are on mute. Please unmute your mic.
Please unmute, Rehana ji. Rehana ji, please unmute.
Please unmute. Your voice is not audible. You are not audible.
It's not audible at all. Can't hear anything.
Please repeat. Please repeat. Rehana ji. Rehana ji, you are not audible.
Yes, you are not audible at all.
Miraji is with us, and I think I can request Miraji to open your video camera so that I can share your presentation. Miraji, are you there?
Yes. Yes.
She's there.
She's there, no?
She's not there.
Share.
You want to say something? Miraji se पूछिए.
Actually,
Miraji,
yeah.
would you like to say something?
Yeah, actually, I don't have any words
Can't hear you.
because I'll get, yeah, can't hear. One. Hello.
Miraji, can't hear you.
Yeah. Can you hear me? 1 minute.
We can hear you. We can hear you.
Actually, I am really overwhelmed by what everybody has told, spoken about my mother. And I think I am getting to know her all over again. Because for me, she has always been a mother and very actively involved in so many things. Even when I was young, she learned library science. So, hello, can you hear me?
शेयरिंग पे तो आ रही है
Hello.
वो शेयर तो
We
करो
can hear you.
Yes, we can hear
I
you.
can read out.
Yes,
Yeah.
Meena ji.
So, like she learned
आपकी आवाज नहीं
when I
मैं
was
आवाज
in
मेरी
school,
मैं
she
बोलूंगी
was also side by side learning things. She was learning library science. She learned Russian.
इसको बाजू
She
करो
she learned puppet making. She went for Rabindra Sangeet. She was so, and then she used to act in, all the associations, the Kerala Malayali associations, the clubs. They all used to invite her for plays. She has acted in a lot of plays. And also Central Social Welfare. She has done the Gita with the ladies. I mean, she was a person with so many, varied colors. And now that last year for her 97th birthday, I told my mother, let me make something, just to know. So I called up a lot of people in Kerala, and the work that she has done in Kerala really made me, so proud of her. And so I made, my son and my husband helped. This presentation is actually that, where she has done so much of work for ladies in Kerala, for the Chula, the sanitary, and all those things. And then she taught tailoring, she taught computer, she had a printing press, she started a silk cocoon, she did, and then she stopped it because she was unhappy that the cocoons were put in hot water to get silk. So she said, I will not do
I
that.
remember this
So he did so much of activities that I was so proud of her. And when I told her, I said, I'm going to send this presentation to Sheila ji, so that she can show it to everybody. So she told me, see, already writing an obituary for me. You want me to this kind of thing is given after somebody dies. I said, so you don't want me to send it? So she said, not right now. When I'm gone, you send it. So I said, okay, I'll do that. I should listen to your wish. But I just wanted everybody to know. Of course, you all know her more. And her mentors were Lakshmi and Menon and Lakshmi Raghuramaiah, both Lakshmis. She was initiated into social work completely by them, and she was so dedicated, and very, very proud of my mother. And I'm happy that she's with my father, my uncles, and her parents. And I'm sure, like, she's very much there with Yechuri ji, because she was heartbroken when she got the news of Yechuri ji's death, and Manorama Baba. So they were all too close to her, and so I'm sure she's happy wherever she is. And I'm sure she will start another All India Women's Conference there up, I think, and will be actively involved in doing a lot of social service with all the devtas. That's what I feel, because she cannot sit quiet, she cannot sit idle. So I wish her all the best wherever she is, and peace. And yeah, and I'm so happy. I'll just sort of thank you so much. We will miss her definitely. And
definitely
thank you very much for this, this what gesture of AIWC. And I'm really I know how much, because this is now and that I'm realizing how much everybody is missing her, how much everybody knew her, you know. So thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Miraji. It really, all the pictures really brought back fond memories. The work she has done for last so many years, and I'm sure our members are inspired by all that.
Thank you.
Now I request our patrons to say a few words. So, Mrs. Jain.
Okay. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes.
I have very good memories of Gomathy ji, because Gomathy ji and I work very jointly for a long time, because when I was the treasurer, she was the joint secretary. I took over from her as a president when her tenure was over, and she helped me a lot. I must say that she stayed in the, after her tenure also, she stayed in the trustee house to help me and to guide me what to do. And during my tenure, I went to her house in Kochi, in Trivandrum, and she looked after me like anything. Because especially she said, don't lock a room from inside, and don't do this. And sometimes she makes a small soup, and sometimes fruit, and sometimes idli. I can't tell you how much she looked after me. I have very good memory of that time. And she took me here and there to visit the branches and organize the meetings and other things. And she was a very loving and caring person. So it's a very great loss, because she was concerned to AIWC for welfare programs and people and members and everything. She was true social worker, and very good relation with each and everyone. And this national integration program, she made me as a member in charge, and she said it is in our constitution, but we never took up this program, and you have to look after this program and start this program. So I started this program during her presidentship as a member in charge. So this is continuing. So she was, very broad-minded and very loving person. Thank you very much, Gomti ji. जहाँ भी आप हैं, खुश रहें, अच्छे रहें, और सबको ऊपर से ही गाइड करते रहें, मगर हम आपको बहुत मिस करेंगे. Thank you.
Phone pe. Now I request Veena Kohli.
Namaskar. My heartfelt condolences to Miraji and to all of us on the passing away of Gomathy ji. Gomathy ji was a very special person, and I had the good fortune to have worked with her as treasurer while she was the Secretary General, and I learned a lot of things from her. One of the main things was how cool and calm she used to remain. I've never seen Gomti ji getting angry at anyone. Of course, she was a stricter for rules, and she followed a
मीना जी,
system. हाँ जी.
एक मिनट, आपका वॉल्यूम थोड़ा इंक्रीज करेंगे?
Okay.
हाँ, थोड़ा सा
Okay, can you hear
कम
me
सुनाई
now?
दे रहा है.
Is it better now?
Yes, better.
So I'll just, I had the fortune of working with her for about 3 years when I was treasurer and she was the secretary general and Aparna ji was the president. So the three of us worked with such harmony, and I give all the credit to Gomathy ji because she used to remain so cool and calm, never angry, never flustered about any issue. In fact, she used to remain in a very placid state most of the time, whereas I used to get a little worked up about certain matters, but she was there always to calm me down. And a very, very gentle approach she had. Although, mind you, she was very strict about discipline and she followed the rules strictly. But when it came to her friends, she was very generous. She was very generous in her affection towards me. Later on, we became very good friends after having spent 3 years together during her time and Aparnaji's time. We traveled together, we worked together in great harmony. And I think that laid the foundations of my future work with AIWC also. Later on, afterwards, we became good friends. And as Binaji also said, I also enjoyed her hospitality in Trivandrum and how generous she was in her affection. And we had good times together. Gomathy ji had quite a sense of humor also. And she would have, it was an extremely pleasant relationship that I had. And I will always cherish her memory in my heart. And we are very lucky that we've had a person like her who took so much care of AIWC, which was her passion. AIWC was her life. As Meera also just said, all of us were so dear to her that it's difficult to even say how Gomathy ji would have. I mean, she was all the time, her concern was only AIWC and AIWC's future and progress. We often talked on the phone. Unfortunately, the last time that I talked to her was on New Year Day, whereby I tried to talk to her, but I couldn't get through across because of bad network problem, and also to some extent there was some issues where she was unable to speak to me clearly. But at least we exchanged some words and it was very nice talking to her. And then of course I spoke to Meera and wished her well. Well, I feel very sad that she's no more with us, but wherever she is, she must be happy. May she rest in peace, and she must be sending, even from wherever she is, her blessings to all of us. With that, I end my words. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Now I would like to request Rakesh Dhawan, our patron, to say a few words. Rakesh ji, आप है? राकेश जी, नहीं दिख रहा है. I don't think I can see her. Now I'll request the participants who are present here and those who are virtually attending to please raise your hand so that we can unmute you and you can say a few words. Asha ji? Asha Deshpande. There. आशा जी थोड़ा जोर से बोलिए.
अनम्यूट करिए, अनम्यूट.
अनम्यूट ही है.
Not here.
पास में जाइए. कौन बाहर बात कर रहा है? कौन बात कर रहा है? उधर बाहर देखो. उनके उधर से
सुनाई नहीं दे रहा है. You are not audible.
अच्छा आशा जी जस्ट 1 मिनट आप रुकिए. कुछ प्रॉब्लम है तो देखिए. आई विल कॉल यू अगेन. नहीं म्यूट. आशा जी आई विल रिक्वेस्ट कल्याणी राज to say a few words.
Thank you, Sheila ji. I have a lot of memories with Gomathy ji, as I think when I joined, she was the joint secretary, and from that time I was pretty close to her. But I became more close to her when she was vice president during, I think later on, and then, sorry, not vice president, secretary during Aparna ji's time, and more because we traveled to Shirdi together. After the Pune 75th year celebration, the entire staff and they had arranged a bus with Gomathy ji, and we all traveled to Shirdi together, and there our one member Sushila Shah had arranged, early morning darshan. And during that 2 days trip, I came to know her, I think, more closer, and I found her so simple in nature. She was secretary, and in the office I had a different picture about her. But when I traveled with her, that personal side of her really touched me a lot, that she was so gentle, such a nice person. She used to talk a whole lot of things and teach us also a whole lot of things. And I have really good memories of her in every respect. And when Kuljit was telling that, yes, she must be missing Yechuri and she is gone. And I was actually thinking all the people who we felt as a guide, I think, for us, living one by one. And, another thing, I think Shanta Das, another person who she was very close with. And somehow I feel within 1 year, all three of them have, gone. And it is really quite, we have to celebrate their life and learn a lot from their life, what they have given us, all the teaching. We will try to keep it up, and then we'll always follow what they taught us. Thank you so much, and I pray that her soul rests in peace. Thank you.
Thank you, Kalyani ji. Now Maithili Jagannathan will pay her respects.
Thank you, Sheila ji. Gomathy ji was one of the most straightforward and plain-speaking persons I have known. She was very compassionate and generous, and she had the knack of finding out about other people's problems. And she sympathized, she helped out in every way without saying anything about it. So this is a very wonderful characteristic of hers, which we could learn from. For me, I will always cherish the many years I was with her in AIWC, and I cherish the memories of her kindness, of her good nature, and will always remember her for her affection to me. Farewell, Gomathy.
Asha Tai? Would you like to say now? नहीं, mute, unmute ही है.
पर उनको बोल दो कि unmute yourself.
Audio connection हो नहीं रहा है क्या?
No, her mic is not working, I think.
Usha, would you like to say in the meantime?
Yes, can I come in now?
Yes. Yeah.
Thank you, Sita. We are all here to remember a lady who was not just part of AIWC. We'll say that she was AIWC. And in fact, I feel that to use a language of politics, she was our member's president who was dear to every member, as you can see from the messages that have been pouring in all the AIWC groups since yesterday from all over the country. She was held close by every member from across the country. And I am particularly personally grateful to her because she brought me into AIWC. Though before that, I was working in the same building for more than 10 years, and I used to be walking in and out of AIWC from the time she was assistant secretary. But when I took 2 years leave in 2000, it was she who forced me to come. She said, no, you come and do some work for AIWC. So I started from there. And in 2002, when I finally left my job with the bank, she made me more active in AIWC, involved me in more activities, and she was always full of encouragement for me. And I have learned a lot from her. And then in another way, I can say that there is other connection that the very first conference of AIWC that she attended was as a delegate from Trivandrum main branch, of which my mother was the president. Both of them were very close right from their college days because they were in the same college at the same time. And that is another connection. And one aspect that I would like to highlight is that she was instrumental in establishing the 3 trusts of AIWC, which are now active. The auditors had been recommending formation of trusts for many years, but it was taken seriously during the time she was president and very ably assisted by Asha Deshpande, who was the treasurer, and Shivani Mehta, who was a secretary. Mrs. Gomathy Nair took it upon her as a mission to see that the trusts were established. And since I had the good fortune to work closely with the team at that time, I know what hurdles she had to face, what opposition she had to face, but she fought with everyone, and she finally had her way, and we could register the 3 trusts. Though it was not in her tenure, just after her tenure, the trust could be registered. So the credit for the 3 trusts goes in a very large way to Mrs. Gomathy Nair. This is one thing that I would like to highlight, and I offer my humble respects and homage to her, and she will always be there as my guide and guru. And thank you, Sheila, for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you, Usha ji, for sharing your views. Can I ask Hot Chandani sir?
मैं भी कुछ कहना चाहती हूँ बाद में.
हाँ, Hot Chandani sir is also here.
शीला जी मुझे भी टाइम दीजिए.
Can you hear me all?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes. Thank you, Madam President, for giving me an opportunity to speak today. I have a few words about Gomathy ji. It is a very sad day for AIWC and for all of us. Mrs. Gomathy Nair, former president and patron, managing trustee. She was a towering figure. It is really very unfortunate. The period of just 8 months, 3 of our senior most. In September last, we lost Mrs. Yechuri. In June last, we lost Mrs. Bala. Now Mrs. Nair. They were all our motherly figures. Mrs. Nair was one of the nicest persons I had worked with. I worked with her when she was Secretary General during the year 2002, and later I got the opportunity to work with her when she took over as Managing Trustee of. It was quite an experience. She was always concerned about everyone and was very kind at heart. During her lifetime, financially she helped many during her lifetime, financially, otherwise. And she had a special love and affection for the staff. Probably she stayed in the campus and kept the affinity for the mess staff, and she was like godmother for them. Whenever she would come from her meeting place to the head office for the meeting, she would always make it point to ask me over phone whether she wanted anything from that side. And she would always bring gift packets of spices for most. Even if I said no to her, "Madam, abhi nahi chahiye," says, no, you just ask your wife. That was her concern. Sad that we have lost her. Today, I bow my head with reverence and pay my homage to this great soul. Thank you all.
Thank you, Mr. Chandani. Now I request Bhavna Joshipura, Vice President.
Yes. Namaskar, Vandanam. Yesterday, when we received a message of great soul, Gomathy Nair ji, बहुत सालों से मैं उनको जानती थी, वो मुझे बच्चा कहती थी, छोटू है तू। और उनका ये समाचार सुन के मैं सब बातें याद कर रही थी। मेरी भी एक आंतरिक यात्रा चल रही थी। कब मिली, कैसे मिली, बीना जी के साथ उनको देखा, अपर्णा जी और गोमती जी दोनों को साथ में मिलना और बैठ के बात करना, जब वो रहते थे, शिवानी जी, आशा जी, ये एक टीम थी जो तीनों वहां रहते थे। तो एक सौभाग्य रहता था कि जब जाओ और अपर्णा जी वहां, जब वो दोनों साथ में बैठे थे तो बात करते थे। ये भी हमारा सौभाग्य रहा कि वो राजकोट आए, मेरे घर पे ही रुके, बोले मैं सर्किट हाउस कोई होटल में नहीं जाऊंगी। मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा, कितने वो सालस थे। और 4:30 बजे उठ के ये अपना मेडिटेशन करना, उनकी जो आंतरिक एक जीवन था वो इतना अच्छा था कि मुझे याद आता है कि बड़े ऑथर ने, मेरी एक दोस्त है बड़ी जानी मानी, वो कहती थी कि सब जो बड़े लोग होते हैं उनके पर तो सब पुस्तक होते हैं, और ऐसी कई महिलाएं हैं जो सोशल वर्कर है और वो एक जीवन पूर्ण स्वरूप से जीती है। आई थिंक इन सब में से एक है हमारे प्राण प्रिय गोमती जी। ऐसा भी सौभाग्य रहा, मैं शिवानी बहन और गोमती जी तीनों साथ में द्वारिका, सोमनाथ, और इतनी अच्छी अच्छी बातें, क्या उनका वो रिलीजियस भी नॉलेज था, हमें तो मालूम भी नहीं था कि ये इतना जानते हैं। एक बार कोलम से हम गुजरे, उनका फोन नहीं लगा, फिर मैं तो त्रिवेंद्रम पहुंच गई थी, मैं, मेरे पति और मेरे सास तीनों थे। इतना उनको गुस्सा आया, आपने क्यों हमारे घर नहीं आई, क्यों कांटेक्ट नहीं किया, पहले क्यों नहीं बताया, जैसे अपनी माँ पूछती है अपने को। तो आज बहुत सी यादें हैं उनके साथ की, जब वो प्रेसिडेंट थे तब भी ये एडॉप्शन ऑफ विलेज, तो ये कार्यक्रम जब राजकोट आए, उनका एक बहुत कंसर्न था। ये होचंदानी साहब ने बताया कि ओल्ड एज होम, जब ओल्ड एज होम देखा तो उन्होंने मुझे बहुत सुझाव दिए कि ये करना चाहिए, कितनी छोटी छोटी बातें। और जब क्रेश पे आए, फिर उन्होंने अपने क्रेश के सब फोटोज बताए, तो हमारे पास भी आई कुडंट सेंड प्रेसिडेंट मैडम, पर इतनी अच्छी यादगिरी है सब। और ये मुंबई में जब हुआ सम्मेलन, तब भी रात को जो बैठते थे एकदम बहुत, आपने वो याद भी हमें, वी आर रिमेम्बरिंग हर ए लॉट, तो बहुत यादगिरी है। और ये तो बहुत उच्च आत्मा होते हैं, रियली ग्रेट गिफ्टेड साउल। वो तो साक्षात विष्णु भगवान के चरणों में ही रहेंगे। फिर भी हम एक छोटे प्रार्थना करते हैं कि वो जहां भी रहे, उनकी आत्मा हमेशा हमारे साथ है। AIWC, ये भी हमारा सौभाग्य है कि हमें ऐसे अच्छे अच्छे लोग मिले हैं, तो हम सबका ये सौभाग्य है। वंदनम साउल गोमती जी। और मीरा जी, आपकी भी बातें मुझे बताई गई थी, गोमती जी बता रही थी। तो आज शीला जी, आपने ये जो वर्चुअल भी आयोजन किया, तो हमारा सद्भाग्य रहा कि हम जुड़ पाए और ऐसे बड़े आत्मा को हम भी अपनी अंजलि दे पाए। वंदनम, जय भगवान, ओम शांति।
Bhavna ji, I call upon Amreshwari ji to give her respects.
Yes. Thank you, Sheila ji, for giving this opportunity. As Bhavna also said, because of this WebEx, all make it and share our feelings, because it is very hard to digest. If we are one, we feel like completely so lost and behind. Means they're all expressing our, and as a just recollect her not as a president or secretary general or any a human being with a good heart, a helping hand for everybody, and whoever comes into contact with her, they are blessed. And she has been giving support to me, and she has influenced in my life also. During my college days, Lakshmi Raghuramaya and Gomathy Nair madam, they used to come to our house to meet my father because he was Kapat and all KVIC. So many things they would discuss. Then I got influenced. I said, what is it? What is happening? What are they doing? Then they spoke of AIWC. When I came into contact with these people, those people, the great personalities, the influencing things that happened in my life, and I was influenced towards AIWC and social service, which was there right from the beginning. But still, we say those people, we aim at their thing. They have learned, they have explained, they have been a teaching, a guiding star, whatever it is. They are really light torch bearers of AIWC. And even we would like to feel that at least we contribute something to AIWC. And we have been doing it. And it's a great, with deep sorrow, that even my mother also joins because she is also so friendly. Whenever she used to come to AIWC, though for meetings and all, so morning we would go to the temple there, Sai Baba temple, and all sort of things, Hanuman temple. So we shared a lot of things, and really we miss her a lot. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Dr. Vijay Lakshmi.
Actually, my association with Gomathy Nair madam actually started when she was at the age of 80 plus. You may be having rich experience and she was at 60, 50 or something. My experience started from when she was 80 plus. And our Secretary General, remembered here travel with the US and all. From there, from last 13, 14 years, we traveled together length and breadth of India as well as abroad. But it is so difficult to share the memories, all the memories, good memories here. That much experience I had with her. But I would like to tell you that, this Gomathy madam was very close to my heart. She was one of the most tallest figures of AWC, and she was not only deeply loved, but gave her heart and soul to the organization and its ideals. her love to the love for the women in India was seconded by India. When Kerala was facing Oki as well as flood, she herself traveled to near Anivay to Chenamangalam on Weaver's village, and she spent money from her own pocket, and she constructed 3 weavers units, reconstructed 3 weavers units there. By the time it was so rainy, but she was so forcing us, we'll go, Vijaya, we'll go and do that. So at the time of Ogi also, she used to come with me in the coastal villages, and so many incidents. I couldn't, even after travel, I used to show some of the photographs to my husband, and he used to fun of us, 3 girls. That means myself, Gomathy madam, and Shanda Chechi. All the 3 girls photographs, something like that. She was very close to my family, my husband, my 2 children. She was very close. Even with a deep heart, heavy heart, I heard the news from Mira. To me, this is not only the loss of a great mentor, but also the loss of a second mother.
Thank you, Vijayalakshmi. Asha Tai? I know. आवाज नहीं आ रही है आपकी.
अनम्यूट
फोन से बोले.
आप फोन पे है क्या? नहीं, वो बोल रहे हैं पर सुन नहीं.
माइक बंद है, उनका माइक बंद है.
चैट में डालेंगे.
उनका जो वॉइस सिस्टम है ना,
आप चैट में लिखिए क्या प्रॉब्लम आपको लग रही है, हम देखते हैं कैसे कर सकते हैं. तब तक मंजू काक विल से
बोल रहे हैं.
नहीं.
She is speaking, but we can't hear her. Sound तो तेज बड़ी है.
आशा जी, आप लीव करके वापस ज्वाइन करिए. ऑडियो से कनेक्ट नहीं हो रहा है. आप लीव करो एंड वापस ज्वाइन करियो. तब तक मंजू काक विल गिव हर रिस्पेक्ट्स. मंजू जी.
Namaskar, especially to Meera, her daughter. My first memory of Gomathy ji is 1997. And Mohini Giri was then, I think, chairperson of the National Commission for Women. और उन्होंने ये 33% reservation bill के लिए एक आंदोलन चलाया था. And she had called many meetings in the Sabha of the National Commission for Women. That time Maithili was working with the Mohini ji, so I remember that, Saida Hamid and Maithili. And as a result of that campaign, there were different meetings in different people's houses, and one of them was at George Fernandez's house, which was hosted by Jaya Jetli. And George Fernandez ने सबको बुलाया था, और वहाँ गोमती जी भी थी. And I remember meeting her for the first time, 1997. And at that time, she said, "Why are you wasting your time here and there? Come to AIWC. It is like a river flowing into the sea. Whereas if you are anywhere else, in the sea will gobble you up." I remember her saying that, and I couldn't understand. मैंने कहा ये आप क्या कह रही हैं? कहने लगी ये एक संस्था है जहां मैं नहीं है, यहाँ हम हैं. And that is something जो उस वक्त, because we were all young and हम लोग सब ambitious थे, सबको अपनी ego थी, सबको ये था कि मेरी पहचान हो. She said, तुम AIWC में आओ, तुम्हारी पहचान नहीं बनती है, औरत की पहचान बनती है. तो this is something जो मेरे लिए एक उस जमाने में एक नई it was a new philosophy for me, and I was very impressed by that. I remember joining AIWC. Kalavati Tripathi was president, Beena ji treasurer thi tab, and I think Lalita was secretary. And Gomathy ji then would keep on prodding me and say ki koi post ke liye lado, koi post ke liye lado, and I would tell her I don't have the time. But whatever it is, we had a great friendship, and she was a woman who did not take the center stage. She let you say what you wanted to say. She let you come up. ये एक नेचर था जो हम लोगों ने उस जमाने की लेडी से सीखा. I'm not saying that we are perfect, but I'm saying these are the impressions that we had of the women of AIWC then. कि मैं नहीं हूँ, हम हैं. And that's how I remember her. Unfortunately, when I was in Bangalore in December, I tried to meet her, but Meera said, due to COVID, don't come. But my last meeting with her in Trivandrum, and she gave me a very nice lunch, and then she gave me a beautiful white and gold Kerala sari. So there was a fondness, जैसे एक होता है अपने बड़े के लिए. And this is what I take home. And I think all of you, I think, must have felt the same way. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Manju ji. अभी कौन अपने रिस्पेक्ट पे कर रहे हैं?
शिवानी बेन नहीं जुड़े हैं? शिवानी बेन
नहीं, मैंने उनको लिंक भेजी थी पर वो दिख नहीं रहे हैं.
फोन भी नहीं लग रहा है. ट्राई किया मैंने.
कौन?
आशा देशपांडे ने भेजा
क्या?
नो पढ़ लेना चाहिए.
नहीं,
She has written. It's only for you. अच्छा.
पढ़ने क्या पढ़ा आपने?
On a personal note.
Anybody else here?
स्टाफ में से किसी को कुछ बोलना?
स्टाफ रखा ना कुछ?
आ जाओ ना.
शीला जी, can I take a minute? शीला जी, मुझे एक
Just a minute. Devi is saying, yeah, 1 minute. Devi, our staff from accounts department wants to say something. Then I'll call Ashita and Sumanji.
हेलो, नमस्कार सबको. ये मैडम जब जॉइंट सेक्रेटरी थी तब मैंने इधर ज्वाइन किया था. मैडम को अच्छा लगा, फिर मेरे से बहुत अच्छे से बात भी करते हैं. और जब मैडम सेक्रेटरी जनरल बनी, मैडम को एक इच्छा था जब हम इधर है तो ओणम मनाना है. मैडम की टाइम से ही ओणम मनाना शुरू किया. जब मैडम पीछे क्वार्टर में रहता है तब मैं एक दिन उधर गई थी कुछ काम के लिए. मेरे से बोल रहे, देवी तुम थोड़ा मेरे किचन में जाओ, मैंने डोसा बना रहे थे, उसको पलट देना और सांभर भी देख लेना. मुझे फोन आया, मैं उसको देख लेते हो. इतने अफेक्शन था मैडम को, मुझे डांट भी मिलते थे. तो और मेरे हमेशा मेरे से बोलते थे अगर मैं इधर से जाएंगे तो भी तुम लोग ओणम मनाने का वो छोड़ना नहीं है, ये कंटिन्यू रखना है. बीच बीच में हमने छोड़ दिया, सॉरी मैम. तो जब मैं 2019 में केरला गई थी दिसंबर में, मैं मैडम से मिलने गई थी. मैं उस टाइम मुझे बहुत फील हो गया क्योंकि मैडम अकेले घर पे. मैंने नॉक किया, मैडम ने देवी बोल रहे हो, तब मैडम उड़ के आ भी नहीं पा रहे थे, कौन कौन पूछ रहे थे. तब मैंने फिर दरवाजा खुला था, मैं ऐसे अंदर गए तो मेरे से बैठ के बात किया बहुत देर तक. फिर मेरे से बोला तुम्हारे ऑपरेशन में मैं नहीं मिल पाया. तो मैडम आई थी मीटिंग के लिए, बहुत देर तक बात किया. फिर मैडम ये बोल रहे थे मैं कुछ नहीं दे पा रहा तुझे, मैं उड़ नहीं सकते, मेरे काम वाली भी नहीं है. मैंने बोला मैडम मैं कोई बात नहीं, अगर कुछ चाहिए तो मैं आपको बना के दे दूं. तो मैडम ने बोला नहीं, तुम आया मैं कुछ भी नहीं कर पाया. वो वॉकिंग स्टिक के सहारे से अकेले बैठी है, वो मुझे बहुत.
Devi, now I call upon Ashita ji.
Yeah, thank you so much, and my prayers to Gomathy ji's soul. And I can't say prayers because we just say that she's still living, and we say that anybody who goes still lives in our heart. And
little louder.
One second, let me increase. Now, can you hear me?
Now you can come closer.
Yeah. So I was fortunate. I think my first close association with her was during her presidentship when she came to Bangalore for the zonal meeting. So I was given certain work, especially to organize her stay work. And I was not, I mean, I was thinking as a president, you know, they needed a big rooms. And then she said, no, nothing, something simple. And she said, any ashram or any guest house. And we, you know, got a ashram in Arvinda ashram, and she was so happy to be staying in a very simple room. You know, that was the first impression. You know, what I got about her was so very positive. And you know, and she and my mother also knew her very closely. That was during my mother's presidentship in AIWC Bangalore. She came over, and I know each time I meet her, she keeps asking me about my mother, and you know, that's something which really touches. And I think as an young person, when I came first time, and you know, I was very fortunate that all the, you know, patrons really patted me as an young person, though you know, gave me that confidence. And she was one among them who really pushed me and said that age doesn't matter as long as you're strong and you're focused, and you are you know, you're sure that you can contribute to the AIWC. You know, these things I remember that. And I said, Ari, if you're sure, I said, yes, I'm sure. So he said, then if you're sure of all this, I'm with you. I'm with you, and I know that you're going to grow ahead. That was way, way back, probably 10, 12 years back that she said. And when we met 2 years back in her wheelchair, she showered loads of blessings. She said, I want you to go, you know, way, way ahead and contribute to this organization, which is very, very close to my heart. So these are the fond memories. Whatever everybody says, I echo the same thing. And my Meera, I just spoke to you yesterday also, that though we, you know, keeping the situation in mind, you also said that it's better to avoid people coming and this one. So we respect that, but we have our prayers in our heart towards her. This is all I can say. Though she was much, you know, probably 40, 45, 50 years elder to me, we were like a friends. Age didn't matter. You know, it was like a friendly nature, though she was such an elderly lady. So these are the things I remember. And as you said, Kalpakamji, and I was fortunate to get her phone calls without her speaking. Probably, you know, my name was first in her list. Now and then by mistake, she used to keep calling me on the WhatsApp, and she used to not speak. She didn't know. And same thing happened with Mrs. Echuri and with Mrs. Gomathy ji. I think I was fortunate to get some communication through them without their knowledge. So that is all I had to say, and my prayers and my you know, thoughts in heaven. And I thank her for all the support. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you, Ashita ji. Now I call upon Suman ji, Suman Yadav.
मुझे ज्यादा कुछ नहीं कहना है, मुझे सिर्फ उनको श्रद्धांजलि देनी है, गोमती जी को, क्योंकि मैंने उनके साथ काम किया और उन्होंने भी मुझे बहुत 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 प्यार दिया। और जिस वक्त उन्होंने ट्रस्ट बनाई, तो दैट वाज अ सरप्राइज टू मी व्हेन शी मेड मी हर ट्रस्टी एंड शी सेड, आई सेड ये क्या है, ये क्या है? तो उन्होंने कहा कि देखो, मैंने तुम्हारे से बिना पूछे ही अपने नॉर्थ जोन के लोगों से पूछा था कि किसको वो ट्रस्टी बनाना चाहेंगे, तो तुम्हारा नाम आया है, तो इसलिए मैं तुम्हें बना रही हूँ। So I was so grateful to her, and then she was my roommate in Faridabad conference. जब किरण शर्मा ने फरीदाबाद में कॉन्फ्रेंस करी थी, तो वो मेरी रूममेट थी। तो आपको पता है कि जब एक ही कमरे में रहते हैं और सारे टाइम साथ रहते हैं, तो कितना अच्छा वक्त गुजरता है, कितनी अच्छी मेमोरीज आती हैं। और उसके अलावा जो एक चीज मुझे उनकी, मेरे पास उनकी निशानी है, which I got, she gave me a very beautiful silver थाली on Diwali as puja ki thali, and it's still in my temple. I've got a small temple at home, so it's still in my temple, and whenever I use it, I remember her and I just pay her regards. I just want to say shat shat naman to her, and may her soul rest in peace and keep guiding us. That's all I want to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Sumanji. Now Poonam Gupta, our executive secretary, will give her regards.
आशा जी जुड़ गई है।
आशा जी जुड़ गई है? आशा जी
जुड़ गई है। हाँ, जुड़ गई है।
नमस्कार, मेरा एसोसिएशन मैम से 2016 फेब से था, जब से मैं 2015 नवंबर में आई थी और 16 में एनुअल कॉन्फ्रेंस मानेसर में हुई थी। हमेशा हर कॉन्फ्रेंस में वो आती थी, हाफ ईयरली और एनुअल में, और हम लोगों से इतने अफेक्शनेटली बात करती थी, हर एक से केयरिंग पूछती थी। और हमारे एक स्टाफ मेंबर जब स्वामी की डेथ हुई इलेक्ट्रिशियन की, she was feeling very sad and helped a lot to him. So we are really very grateful to her for her lovely affection for all of us. And it's a really very great loss to us. As a mother, we have lost. Okay, Om Shanti.
Thank you. BG, would you like to say something? She is from Kerala. BG? Yeah.
Hello.
हाँ बोलिए जरा louder.
Can I tell? Okay, thank you so much, ma'am. I have a lot of memories with Gomathy madam. My first close interaction with her started when she was Secretary General, and after that she started a special relationship with me, and special bond. You can say that she used to tell me, I'm like your mother, and till the end she maintained that relationship, and she used to like me a lot, and we had a very special bond till the time she was able to call herself. She used to call me, and she just like that way, whenever she missed me or whenever she wanted to talk, she used to give a very short call, and she used to do that thing till the end also. And she was a very wonderful caring person in every way. And the specialty in her, what I find is, she treated every individual equally, in, in spite of the status, education, personality. She has maintained such type of relationship with all, like everybody. There was no difference between class or other staff or the so she used to treat everybody equally. So this is what I want to tell, and I miss her a lot, and thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, BG. And Asha ji, Asha Deshpande, can you come?
Can I say something? This is Supriya.
हाँ Supriya, say.
Actually, you know, I have no words to what to say because I did not have any experience
Louder,
of working
Supriya.
with her. Can you hear me? Is it okay?
Yes, okay,
Yeah.
you are audible.
I didn't have any experience of working with her, but I always interacted with her at the conferences and all. And she was such a great encouragement. And she used to look at me as her person sitting there in down south, and she used to encourage me to take the programs and all. Whatever we did, whenever I shared, she always appreciated our work, and her encouragement was really, really precious for us because that was my new. I was very new in the organization, and my recent times actually she gave me a lot of support. And I offer my heartfelt condolences to Mrs. Meera Gupta here, and then also all the AIWC sisters, that because it's a great loss to all of us, and may her soul rest in peace. Thank
വൈകുന്നേരം
you.
എനിക്ക് ഇടാം. ഇതിന്റെ ബ്ലൗസ് ഉണ്ട് അമ്മേ, ഇതിന്റെ ബ്ലൗസ് ഉണ്ട്.
Thank you so much.
Meera ji, would you like to say something?
Actually, I have no words because I've come to know my mother all over again, because I knew that she was very, very popular, but now that I feel it was much, much, much more popular than what I thought. And I'm happy that she has been able to have influence on so many women, because women have always been her, she's focus. Um, and she always wanted that women should be empowered and should be given their due. And I'm really thankful for AIWC, Sheila Kakade and the management committee members to have organized such a beautiful program. I'm sure my mother will be feeling very proud, and she must be thinking, so now you know me. You didn't know me that much. Yeah, I am getting. I'm so thankful. Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Asha का नहीं नहीं है, she's always there.
Asha Deshpande.
She is here. Yes.
She is there, but there is some problem with the phone sound system.
उनका फोन का माइक बंद है शायद, वो होता है ना अंदर से जो वो चालू करना है.
हाँ.
I also want to say something.
हाँ मीरा जी बोलिए. नीरू जी.
नमस्कार. बहुत दुखद समाचार है. गोमती जी से मेरा विशेष ज्यादा संपर्क तो नहीं रहा. कॉन्फ्रेंसेस में जब भी रहा और वो जिस तरह से स्माइल करके मेरे से पूछती थी हाउ आर यू नीरू, तो मैं अंदर तक गदगद हो जाती थी. मुझे बहुत ही अच्छा लगता था. पर जहाँ पे भी रहे अब वो सुख और शांति पूर्वक रहे. भगवान उनकी आत्मा को शांति दे, चरणों में स्थान दे. धन्यवाद.
सबकी श्रद्धांजलि अर्पित हो गई हो तो हम क्लोज करें प्रोग्राम.
ओम त्र्यंबकम यजामहे
सुगंधिम पुष्टिवर्धनम उर्वारुकमेव बंधनात् मृत्योर्मुक्षीयमामृतात्.
मृत्युंजय महादेव त्राहि मां शरणागत जन्म मृत्यु जरा व्याधि पीड़ितम कर्म बंधने. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. श्री कृष्ण शरणम मम. श्री कृष्ण शरणम मम. कृष्ण शरणम मम.
ओम शांति.
ओम शांति. ओम शांति.
अभी सारे स्टाफ हम पुष्पांजलि अर्पित करेंगे.
કરી નાખ્યું તે રૂમમાં. સરખો તો પાથર કેવો પાથર્યો છે. જા કરી લે ડ્રોઈંગ રૂમ, વાંધો નહીં, હું જગ્યા બદલી નાખીશ. થઈ ગયો આ રૂમમાં કચરો પોતું બેટા. ડ્રોઈંગ રૂમમાં કરી નાખ, હું જગ્યા બદલી નાખું. શું બનાવ્યું તે બેટા? દાળ શાક વઘારાઈ ગયા? દાળ શાક વઘારી નહીં ખા?
Sorry, 16.
हाँ सब. हाँ सब ने.
Meera will speak to you later, Meera. Meera,
Yeah, Vijayalakshmi. Yeah.
Anjaliയെ കണ്ടിരുന്നു. Anjali.
Yeah. മോളെയും കണ്ടു ഞാന് വിജയലക്ഷ്മിയുടെ മോളും തന്നിലോ ഫോട്ടോ ഉണ്ട് കണ്ടു. വെരി പ്രിറ്റി ഷി വാസ് ലുക്കിംഗ്.
വിളിക്കാം മീര, വിളിക്കാം, സംസാരിക്കാം.
Okay. Thank you. Bye. Thank you.
जब वो वहां से लेटर आ गया है
Thank you everybody for joining. Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you.
Om Shanti. Om Shanti.